How are you and Lange doing?
Sorry?
You and Lange? You look down the way your voice is. He gives you this favor. How are you and Lange doing?
We're fine.
You're a nice kid.
Yeah,
He's a
he's
good pick.
There's a lot of calls to Lange, Alan, Theraline. Who's Lange? And why do you call him so often?
tells me the things I want to hear.
Do you tell him the things he wants to hear? Where did you meet him?
He's a student at Want. Was.
He was the boy you killed. Except he's at the front. The boy you killed, except he's at the front.
You must be mistaken.
Oh, must I? Lange? Was it another Lange? How many Langes do you know, Theraline? How many have you killed? He has no talent, I take it?
No.
Because that would have made him easier to kill. But you didn't. And yet you call him call log here every night. Sometimes more than once in a day. Yeah. That's what a boy looks like after you've killed him. You don't like him, do you?
Why do you ask?
He says all the things you like to hear. What do you like to hear?
He tells me about the war. And
Are you ready to die for this girl? And there's a second shot, this time to the other knee. And Lange says, ready to kill for her. She's a bad investment, more than you can afford. Someone else has already bought her, full price. She's his. He doesn't take kindly to anyone messing with what's his. I'm just the messenger. Pick a side. Lange goes down on one knee.
I will step in front of him, facing the shadow, and bring to my hand my song blade. You're gonna have to tell me exactly how that happened once you're better.
Oh, just try not to leak over.
Give me your halo. Can I take your halo?
Sure.
Calls to Magus.
Ring ring on the halo phone. Where are you? Are you okay?
We're at the ferry dock. Lange's here. He's hurt.
I'm on my way.
How are you here? When did you get here? How did you know where we were? What happened?
One, how did I know where you were? You told me. And as soon as you said you were going to Eastside, I wasn't going to abandon you to go there alone.
You're nuts.
Before you say I'm nuts,
Too late. What did you hear?
I heard your conversation with it. It was very clear.
You knew I was lying, right?
You were raised and trained to lie. But the time is coming that you'll need to stop. Because while the lies never change reality, they do affect us.
I wasn't ready.
I know.
That's not what I meant.
I know. But it is what you said.
You heard everything I said. But I hated every second of it, and it's important that you know that.
I know.
You sounded different. Is that something you picked up in the army, or was that from
It was from before. I don't talk like that normally because one, I want to be understood in the place that is the language of Eastside, and second of all, I don't want to frighten people. And that is the language of Eastside, and it exists to frighten people.
When it happened, when you were there, I wasn't scared. I was glad you were there, but I won't lie, the more I thought about it. That one battle that you were in, where you and Arliss were hurt? Did you kill anyone?
Yes.
I mean, it's war. It's what you're supposed to do. What you have to do. And so those boys there on the roof, you would have.
I would have killed every one of them if it would have kept you alive. I wasn't bluffing.
Yeah. I didn't think you were.
I understand if that frightens you. I understand if that. It frightens me.
Not that I have a right to judge you for that, since, you know, I don't know how I feel that you'd kill for me. What are we? Andrew asked how we were doing, and I had no idea what to tell him. But you know, you've saved my life at least twice at this point. And
we're children.
Yeah.
And the world doesn't have time for us to be children. But you're very beautiful to me. You're very precious. You're very, very important. And I don't know what the future holds, because Arliss and I are going back to the same place where the battle took place. And we'll be leaving pretty soon.
I don't want you to go.
I don't want me to go either, but I have to. I can't promise you that I'll be alive in a year or 2 years or 3 years. My life is in the hand of God. And so I can't promise you, and I can't demand or expect anything from you except friendship right now.
Well, pretend you could. If it wasn't a demand, if it was just...
I love you, and I hope that the two of us will get to live long enough to be more than friends. And I will wait patiently and faithfully for that day as God gives me grace. And then on that day, I'll ask you to be more than my friend. And I hope the war is over then.
Someday.
We're still children.
I know.
I know it seems like an eternity, to me at least. And I'm very frightened. But I also know that my life is in the hand of God. And so that allows me to keep going. But it really helps that I get to talk to you too.
That's how you go on. Your life is in God's hands, and that's it. I guess.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
And as much as your life is in the hand of God, so is its.
Mm.
It is allowed to exist only by God's will.
I can't understand God's will.
Not your job.
But
It's a bigger pay job to understand God's will. But what matters is God is in control. Not that thing. Yes, he did screw up. I'm glad he did. Honestly, I'm glad he asked you to kill me. Although he didn't say me. I wasn't important enough to be on it.
I picked you.
I'm glad you did. I mean, it's strange and funny and awful and wonderful all at the same time.
Yeah.
And he moves towards Theraline. And he catches himself. But there is that moment when you can see that all he wants to do is hold her. But he also knows that he can't force that on her. He stops short. That doesn't mean she can't step into his embrace, but he will not force it on her.
She doesn't move. I know what you're doing, and I can't tell you how much I'm okay with that, but I don't know. I don't want to hurt you, and I honestly have no confidence right now that I'd be able. It's not you. I need you to know that it's not you.
I know.
I told your dad. I told him that whatever this is, and he said he's gonna help me. So
Then he will. And I will be patient.
someday we'll be more than friends. Right now. Yeah. So I found out that you were you're paying my rent. Did you ever plan to let me know that you were doing that? Because the reason I'm here, the reason I did all of this is because I was kind of concerned about where my financing was coming from, and so when I found out that my rent was being paid for by some mysterious source, you might imagine that I was kind of concerned. It ended up not being like as huge of a mystery. I mean, I just asked Timaeus and he told me, but
I'm sorry. I do not want you to ever feel
what?
in debt. There's so little I can do for you.
This is little.
And this was a small thing that I could do.
Nothing you do is little. It's all everything.
I want you to feel safe. I want you to be safe. I want you to know where you're going to sleep. I want you to know that you've got food. I want you to know that you're as safe as I can make you, and I did not want you to feel as though I was expecting anything back, which I'm not.
I might argue more, except I don't have anything to give you.
Your friendship is worth more to me than any monies I'm ever going to earn in my life. There's all sorts of monies all over the place. They're common. There's only one of you.
I wish you would have told me, but I forgive you.
Thank you.
It's not fair. It's not fair.
Life isn't fair.
I know. But this is worse. I told Mary that I almost didn't want to tell you that I loved you because you were leaving. And she told me that was wrong. And that I don't...
Well, I'm glad you listened to her. It's good to love.
I don't know what to do with love.
I don't know what to do without it.
I think he's going to do everything in his power to kill me. Which isn't hard.
You're in good company. I'm pretty sure he doesn't like me either.
Oh no, he definitely doesn't like you. As much as I said I wasn't prepared to talk to him, I felt like I was actually doing a pretty good job until you came up. You blew my cover. I could play this heartless thing and...
You can't expect me to stand still and ever let it touch you.
Oh, no. Before that, I looked at my contacts. I found you. It was all downhill from there. There are worse things.
Theraline, you're 13 years old. You got time to grow up.
Maybe.
We've got to.
Or we die. That's it. That's what happens.
Yeah. I would like to make you promises and declarations and say that we'll all be safe, but I know I can't. We have to walk by faith. We have to trust that God knows what He's doing, because He does.
He has to.
He does. That's the reality of the situation. But we also have to remember that we aren't the saviors of the world. That's already been done.
And then he stabbed you.
Yeah. And then I hit him over the head.
I felt very helpless. Then. Like more than the entire time I was talking to the shadow in the alley when you went down. That was the worst.
I don't know that you're talented. That's how you planned on killing Lange. Why didn't you? Because he's nice?
Anything else?
How are the two of you doing?
It's not what we're doing right now.
Just asking.
I can't let you buy me a...
Why not?
I don't know.
Exactly. Let's go get it. Let's still get a good one when we still got a chance. He makes sure that she knows that he loves her and that she is terribly, terribly important and valuable and shouldn't rain on her own parade.
I love you too. Please do everything in your power not to die. I
Definitely do that.
guess it wouldn't do any good for me to say again, but maybe please don't go.
Yeah, that's he is, yeah.